Okay. Okay. Now, having said that, so this Sunday morning you'll say, "Arey, you are saying all these challenges, all these. What is the way forward, boss? आपने तो बता दिया ये है, ये है, ये है. ये सुबह सुबह हमें बुला के यही बताना था. कुछ अच्छा तो बताओ." That we will discuss. So, way forward in this. You know, the vision of India, they are saying that's a Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat, it's an advanced economy by 2047. Why they are saying so? Why they are taken this vision? कि जब ये विजन के टुवर्ड्स में काम करूंगा ना, तो उसके लिए मुझे एक्शन पॉइंट डिसाइड होंगे. एक्शन पॉइंट में ऐसा बोलना नहीं, मुझे सिर्फ जीडीपी बढ़ाना है. वो तो है, दैट इज वन एक्शन. लेकिन हमारा जो ह्यूमन कैपिटल है, generates 8 million jobs, that 80 lakh jobs per year. That is a mission. For to achieve this, they have to do this. Unless I do that, I will not be able to, then it will be just a dream. Yes. Sorry for the glitch. Now, we'll quickly update. This 80 lakhs jobs per year increases share manufacturing in India's GDP. Indian business, plug Indian businesses in global value chains and create a viable India's MSME sector. अगर जब मैंने पहली बार पढ़ा तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है क्या सब लिखने के लिए लिखा है. बट इफ यू सी द एंटायर जर्नी, एंटायर इकोनॉमिक सर्वे, एंड व्हाट आर आवर पेन पॉइंट्स, these are the solutions to that pain point. Now, action is India has to raise its game on domestic growth. That is the action. So, raising the game for a new playing field. Economic survey has clearly mentioned deregulation for growth. Now, हमारे पास license राज था, I think in 91. Please correct me afterwards, but it is in 91. So those licenses were deregulated that time, and there was an industrial revolution. अभी भी deregulation होना जरूरी है. What I am not saying this economic survey. And somewhere I read that get out of the way. That government should be a facilitator, and those laws which are impeding growth, the many laws are decriminalized. Labor laws also, they are making more conducive for the domestic growth in India. The role of private sector in nation building and energy transaction in Indian way. Because of the time constraint, we will touch upon some of the slides and we'll move ahead. Deregulation for growth. They have given one classic example in their economic survey. What classic example they are given? Compliance costs make it cheaper to run two 150 worker factory than one 300 worker factory. These are the verbatim of the economic survey. Now, this is the mirror. Somewhere, I am so happy that our economists are also very candid in their approach, and government is also taking the inputs from the economic survey or the economy. They are not shying away from accepting the fact. The change comes once first you have to accept what is the situation. Truth makes you miserable first, but then that truth makes you strong if you take right actions. So what are the areas? Building and construction, building bylaws, fire safety laws, land revenue, land reform, planning regulation, land sealing, utilities, logistic, all these laws, all these regulations are detrimental for setting up manufacturing hub in India. Then how do you replace China? Or at least how do you tone down their impact on our imports? That is through Atmanirbhar Bharat. लेकिन आत्मनिर्भर भारत होगा कैसे जब तक मैं डीरेगुलेट नहीं करूंगा. Ease of doing business point, they are saying. And these are good all intentions of the government. And frankly, to my mind, we don't have any other way than this way to resurrect the things if we want to attain 2047 dream. Now, liberalization of higher education. Apart from many things, in the last couple of years, what we have seen, what we are spending on education of our human capital. There are potentially human capital is available, youth are available. Percentage of youth of India in total competition, total population is much more. But point is whether I have skilled work. I want carpenter. I want plumber. I want a person who is doing civil work. I want construction engineer. I want a person who can handle my machine lines. And this all we are facing on the AI technology threat. Whether it's a threat or whether it is an enabler, whether it's a destructor or whether it is an enabler. If we have a technology and we have right type of people who are trained, then तो हमारी बल्ले बल्ले होगी. लेकिन for that, what we need to do is increase our spending on the education. NEP policy says, National Education Policy, 6% of GDP. Now, 6% of GDP, I will take that with a pinch of salt. That is huge amount. But what is our current spending on the education? That we need to see. Just like R&D. R&D क्या है? Foundation है ना ultimately. तो ये भी मेरा foundation ही है. मेरा human capital है. वो मेरा asset है. But that human capital is not trained, not directed, not properly guided. Then that particular asset, I am self-harming myself by converting into a liability. Next is private sector role in nation building. This is wonderful. Why I'm saying so. First time you must have seen that news. IT giants, one is founder of Infosys and then L&T chairman. 70 hour per week and 90 hour per week. Then I have calculated how many hours per week. उसका ऊपर तो कोई जाएगा नहीं. I'm saying so. First time, I might have missed earlier, but first time in history, they have mentioned in economic survey, workplace culture and mental health of people. What is the reason? As I have told you, is it nation development is only an economic activity? We are dealing with human lives. We are dealing with the aspirations of the people. We are not dealing with robots. Then at what cost we are going? So that is the reason government is also very concerned about the mental health or the physical health and the work-life balance. Having mentioned that, investment in RD, we have already covered. Private sector is doing only 41% of the total. Out of the total, they are taking a load of 41%. They must come forward. And that is the reason, if you see in the details, around 20,000 crores they have given this time, that if someone is doing R&D, we have to see the details. Then for startups also, they have increased that startup from 25 to 30. From 2025, it was going to end. But if you start a company before 2030, then you will be entitled for that exemption. Exemption is 3 years total exemption out of the 10 consecutive years of the profit. But what they are expecting, this they are expecting from. So at this juncture, let me take a quick poll and check what is opinion of our viewers before we move ahead. And that poll is, do you believe there is a connection between mental and physical health and a country's economic growth? Do you believe there is a connection between mental and yes, quick. Last 15 seconds. Yes. Yes. I will launch the poll result. So 93% of audience or participant, they are saying yes, definitely. And only 7% are saying yes, somewhat. Now, this is the impact of COVID. We are so much conscious about our physical and mental health. Why I have taken this poll? There is a reason behind it. Now, economic survey, what they have said, 2,500 billion business built on hyper palatability food items, misleading advertisement, celebrity endorsement, and missing labeling on packages. UPF, they call it as ultra processed foods directly associated with exposure to cancer, respiratory, poor dietary intake. And UPF brands, they target children and adolescents. Why I've shown this slide, why I'm touching this topic, focus on workplace culture and mental health. You know, हमारा एक idiot friend है सबका, हर एक के पास है आजकल. That friend gives you momentary pleasure. And that friend is, can you type? Who is that friend? Anyone? Talks, it is there. Mobile, smartphone. Yes. Right. Who has written a smartphone now? He is bang on. Because earlier we used to have button phone रहते थे नोकिया के. वो फोन के लिए यूज होता था. So why I'm touching this, they are saying that, if you're on the left-hand side, this is all a survey, mental well-being score, ultra-processed food consumption. Rarely, never. अगर आप नहीं कर रहे हो तो आपका स्कोर अच्छा है मेंटल वेलबींग का, नहीं तो आपका कम है. फैमिली क्लोजनेस, अगर आप फैमिली से क्लोज हो तो आपका मेंटल वेलबींग अच्छा है 73, अगर नहीं हो तो 27 है. फॉर सम रीजन यू मे बी अब्रॉड और बिकॉज ऑफ वर्क प्रेशर, वॉट एवर. अगर आप लिसनिंग, प्लेइंग, मीट फ्रेंड्स कर रहे हो तो 88% है. अगर सोशल मीडिया पे हो तो 44% है. एंड पुट योर heart on your chest and tell me how many hours we spend on the social media, on our smartphone. अगर स्मार्टफोन 10 मिनट के लिए बाजू में हो जाए ना तो ऐसा लगता है हमारी सांस फूल गई है. बट दैट इज वी आर, इस कलयुग है. सो फ्रीक्वेंट एक्सरसाइज आप करते हो तो 67% मेंटल वेलबींग है. फ्रीक्वेंट करते हो, अगर नहीं करते हो तो 26% है. So on the right hand side, mental well-being, they have due days unable to work per month. अगर mental well-being अच्छा है ना तो आप you are better, that आपकी छुट्टियां भी कम होगी. So that is the reason it is directly connected on the economic activity, economic growth. अगर हमारी जनता ही ठीक नहीं है तो वो GDP जो है, that is gross value of products and services, from where it will come.